Welcome to BERSERKsensei. Today we're diving into a brand new anime Sakamoto Days. This action-packed series follows the legendary hitman Taro Sakamoto, who once ruled the underworld but left it all behind for love. But can a man with his past ever truly escape? Let's find out the legend of Sakamoto Taro. Some time ago, Taro Sakamoto was the most feared hitman in the world. Every gangster trembled at his name, and every assassin aspired to be like him. But one day everything changed. He fell in love, left the underworld, got married, and even had a daughter. Now he's a simple store owner, overweight but seemingly content with his quiet life. One day a young man named Shin arrives at Sakamoto's store looking for him. At the same time, Sakamoto notices a kid frequently visiting his shop. The boy accidentally spills ink on a man's white pants, enraging him. The man grabs the kid, ready to punch him, but before he can, Sakamoto stops him. For a moment, Sakamoto imagines taking the man down with a simple pencil to the throat, but instead he just lets him go. Shin witnesses this and immediately realizes something. Sakamoto hasn't lost his edge. Shin himself is an assassin known as a psychic hitman because he can read minds. When he senses Sakamoto considering slapping him, he panics and quickly introduces himself. He was once one of Sakamoto's underlings. Shin and Sakamoto sit outside the store. Reminiscing, Shin can't believe the legendary hitman is now running a convenience store. He tries to convince Sakamoto to return to the underworld, but Sakamoto simply eats his noodles in silence as Shin lights a cigarette. Sakamoto, moving at lightning speed, slices it in half before he can even take a puff. A no smoking sign hangs nearby. Shin is stunned. Even after all these years, Sakamoto is still ridiculously fast. Meanwhile, a delivery man arrives asking Sakamoto for help, not with a dangerous mission, but with chopping wood. Sakamoto is known for assisting townspeople with small tasks, making him well-loved by everyone. Seeing this, Shin feels frustrated. How can a legend like Sakamoto waste his talents like this? Sitting in his car, Shin reflects on how powerful Sakamoto still is. But before he can process his thoughts, he receives a call from his boss. Shin's boss gives him a chilling ultimatum. If Sakamoto refuses to return, kill him. That's the rule of their world. No one leaves the underworld alive. If Shin can't do it, someone else will. Shin doesn't want to kill his idol, but he has no choice. If Sakamoto must die, he'd rather be the one to do it. The next morning, Shin returns to the store. Sakamoto's wife greets him, but Shin silently loads a silencer onto his gun and enters. He tells Sakamoto he's leaving town and wants to say goodbye. Then he fires. But before the bullet can hit, Sakamoto spits out his candy, deflecting it. In an instant, he vanishes. Before Shin can react, Sakamoto reappears, kicking him across the store. Realizing his mistake, Shin mutters, "Why did I even think I could fight him?" Then he blacks out. When Shin regains consciousness, he's at Sakamoto's house, invited for dinner with his family. Suspicious, he wonders if the food is poisoned. But upon taking a bite, he realizes this is the best meal he's had in years. As he watches Sakamoto interact with his wife and daughter, Shin finally understands. This is why he left. This is what happiness looks like. After dinner, Sakamoto simply holds up a sign. "Thank you. Come again." Shin returns to his gang, where his boss is furious. "Why didn't you kill Sakamoto?" Shin, bowing his head, pleads, "Let him live. He's happy with his family." Everyone bursts into laughter. His boss mocks him. Sakamoto broke the underworld's rules. He must die. Desperate, Shin offers his own life in exchange. The boss smirks and agrees, but internally he thinks, "What a fool, I'll kill Sakamoto anyway." But Shin reads his mind. Big mistake. He immediately pulls a gun on his boss. Meanwhile, Sakamoto, sitting in his store, listens through a hidden device. With a calm expression, he presses a button, revealing a hidden stash of guns and weapons. However, he takes only one, a taser, and heads out. At the gang's hideout, Shin is barely surviving the fight. Using his psychic abilities, he dodges attacks, but he's cornered. One man even fires a bazooka at him, yet he miraculously survives. The boss orders his men to surround Shin and attack from a distance. If they get too close, he'll read their minds. Out of bullets and out of options, Shin is about to be executed. But suddenly, Sakamoto arrives, tasing the gang members into unconsciousness. Shin and his boss are speechless. Sakamoto didn't bring any guns, just two chopsticks. Yet with just these, he starts destroying the entire gang. He even catches bullets midair with them. His speed, strength, and precision are still unmatched. The boss orders everyone to fire at once, but Sakamoto effortlessly dodges, breaking their guns in an instant. Within moments, he takes out the entire gang, including the boss. Shin, watching in awe, finally accepts the truth. Sakamoto is still a legend. Before leaving, Shin asks, "How did you know I was in danger?" Sakamoto smirks and reveals, when Shin was unconscious, he planted a tracker on his gun. Shin prepares to leave town, but before he can, Sakamoto hands him a store uniform and says, "You'll get paid per hour plus overtime." Shin, confused but intrigued, accepts. The next day, he starts working at Sakamoto's store. He uses his psychic abilities to help customers, and even Sakamoto's wife and daughter start to like him. A kid asks, "What did you do before this?" Before Shin can answer, Sakamoto thinks, "Tell him, and I'll kill you." Hearing this, Shin nervously responds, "I used to be a cleaner." And with that, episode 1 ends. Sakamoto and Shin's lives are about to get a lot more dangerous. Will the underworld leave them alone, or will more assassins come after them? If you want to see the next episode, type yes in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Berserk Sensei. See you soon with another exciting episode.